Jesus is real, but you devils taught lies on Christ. So many lies that when we come with the truth, people think that the lies is the truth and that the truth is the lie.
Who changed the truth for God into a lie? In English, Jesus Christ, in Hebrew, it's Yahweh Shai. So do or die. The immaculate conception is deception, along with the myth of giving gifts on December 25th. Christmas is Satan's clause, the birth of Nimrod, and not the son of God. To you was kinda odd. On the Passover, Christ was born in the spring. So now we bring the truth about the King of Kings. That's Black Jesus and not Caesar Borgias. And the facts can't be changed. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High.
Shalom, Israel,
Shalom.
and welcome to the Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge. We are located at 8524 South Braeswood Boulevard, and that is Houston, Texas, 77071. Our class times are Monday and Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., Friday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., and Shabbat morning class, Saturday morning class, it is 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. or whenever we're finished answering questions. We also have other locations. We have one in Virginia, San Antonio, and Albuquerque, New Mexico. If you want the address for those schools, just hit us up, and it also should be on the page right here live. For the Virginia school, they air class on YouTube Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., Fridays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., and they do their Sabbath class offline, and our Sabbath class is online. It's the same time.
They're not doing Sabbath yet.
They're not doing Sabbath? Okay. Oh, they're not doing Sabbath yet. Okay. Upcoming feast is, we have Hanukkah coming up. That starts December 19th through the 26th. We will not be having class again during Hanukkah. December 19th through 26th, we will not be having class to celebrate the holy day. Brothers and sisters will be getting together here in Houston. So if you're located in Houston metropolitan area, please feel free to come on by and celebrate the feast days with us. Also, kids class. You can watch previously recorded kids class on ISBHPK Kids on YouTube. Kids class now on Saturdays during Sabbath class at 2:30 p.m. here in Houston. Also, there's the blog talk with the brother Mashaba, and that's blogtalkradio.com/Mashaba, and that's on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9:30 a.m. Very good class, lots of good topics. I love the brothers out there. Also, Israel wear, if you're trying to get a garment, headband, tunic, girdle, wristbands, all your righteous apparel, some fringe shirts, you can hit the sisters up on Everything Israel Wear. All one word. Also, here at the school department will be selling fringe shirts, so be on the lookout for that. If you need to contact a priest, text only during class. You can reach Priest Kazak at 281-707-2737. Or you can reach Priest Quatazap at 303-557-8979. If you want to email a question in or a comment or concern, you can email us at isbhpk@isbhpk.org. Also, support our business, Sweet Ambiance. We sell oils, essential oils, body oils, fragrant oils, all your designer colognes, but the oil form of it, the original form, not the stomped down, watered down stuff, but the actual oil that lasts on you, versus those colognes that only last a few hours. So, Sweet Ambiance is our business. You can follow us on Instagram you can go to our website, which is www.sweetambiance.com, and you can order your orders online there. Whatever oil you like, whatever fragrance you like, you can order it there, and it'll be shipped to your home. Also, if you want to make any kind of donations, we have the Wells Fargo account, and that account number is 101-580-6167. Also, if you have any pens, books, papers, apocryphas, Bibles, dictionaries that you want to donate to the school, vehicles, computers, laptops, whatever is in your heart to donate, you can send that to the school here at 8524 South Braeswood Boulevard, Houston, Texas 77071, or any of the school addresses, because we all need it. As far as the announcements, we also have a Google Wallet. You can also transfer money that way too, and it's isbhpk@gmail.com. And that's it for the announcements.
How's everybody feeling
Wow.
on this wonderful Monday night?
Yes, sir.
Feels like it's been a long week in one day. Yeah. Everybody good? Con. Yeah, we got another good class, man. Y'all see this? Y'all see what it's titled? Lord, give me a sign. Like that DMX song. Lord, give me a sign. Right? Now, as a lot of our classes come from interactions with brothers and different just different talks. Me, Kazakia, me, Zion. We talk a lot. We doing that one thing that the scriptures say, communicating daily. And we do that, man. We do that to bounce ideas. We do that to keep that spark going amongst us, because we need it too. So, I was talking to Zion Allah. one day last week, and I was asking him just a couple of questions, just about how long it took him to do certain things within the body. I was trying to just recollect on his tenure. He'd been around 4 years, and just recollecting on his tenure, man. And I was looking at him like, wow, it didn't take him long. It didn't take Zion Allah long for the Spirit to promote him, like the scriptures say, right? Promotion cometh not from the east, not come from the west, but it's the Most High that promote. Wisdom lift up the head of the man that is at low degree. So we were just rapping, man. We were talking, and I remember, Zion Allah came to this school when I moved to Houston 4 years ago. And he made a statement. He was like, the first time he sat in class, he knew that was it. The first time he sat down and listened, he knew that he wasn't going anywhere he wasn't going to have to go to no other school. He wasn't going to have to bounce around and search out the knowledge of all the other camps. Right? He wasn't going to have to be like overly persuaded into why the Most High is real, what his calling. He wasn't going to have to be overly convinced, right? And we wouldn't have to go to the excess to show him what he was called for, right? So in this class, man, we're going to go over and show about, is it our job to overly persuade, to excessively persuade brothers and sisters about their calling? Now, the question is this: is it even our job to persuade men? You said what?
No.
You said it's not our job to persuade men?
No.
You're right to a certain extent. And I'll tell you why you're right. And we pull this all the time. Go to Corinthians real quick. This ain't even part of the class, but Naomi, hit the fans. It's getting hot. Go to 1 Corinthians, because we understand that 1 Corinthians 3:7, we understand what? That it's all in the hands of the Most High at the end of the day, right? As far as if a man is increased in any which way or not increased at all. It's up to the Most High. We get that. So read that.
1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 7. So then neither is he that planteth anything.
It says what?
Neither is he that planteth anything.
Go ahead.
Neither he that watereth.
Right.
But the Most High that giveth the increase.
Right. So this scripture is telling us a few things. There is someone that has to plant. There is someone that has to water. A brother or a sister. But the Most High gives the increase. We go through that. This is not a class about are we supposed to increase a person. Right? This is going in and showing about a man or a woman being convinced in their own mind about the truth and not having to be overly convinced. So from there, she said, "La, we don't have to persuade men." What do you say, Ricardo? What say ye? What do you think? Is it our job as leaders and men to persuade others to have to follow Yahushua?
My answer would be in a response form is if there was no officers, there were no priests, there was no man given the increase by the Most High, me as the lone man as I was, where would I have gone? Where would I have been persuaded to get into this truth? Where would I have been inspired and also motivated?
So you're saying that there does have to be a persuasion on some level, right? Because and you're right. There does have to be a persuasion. Go to 2 Corinthians 5 and verse 11. And you said it. If you didn't have the examples to follow, what would you have to look at? Right? What examples would you have to look at to say, wait a minute, let me get on my job. Wait a minute, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Please say that.
2 Corinthians 5 and verse 11. So there does have to be a persuading. Right? Read that.
2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 11.
Go ahead.
Knowing therefore the terror of the Most High.
Go ahead.
We persuade men.
Wait, we do what?
We persuade men.
Yeah. Men that have been around and have really felt, I'm going to put it like this, the blessings and the cursings of the Most High. Right? Men that have been around and felt that power, because that's the power of the Most High. When he's blessing you when you're doing the right thing, you feel it. But he'll curse you when you do the wrong thing. So the men that have the experience to say, wow, that's the Most High putting me through and taking me through every avenue in life, whether it be good or bad. Because shall we receive blessing from the Most High and not cursings also? That's what it says in Job, right? So we have to have, we feel men with experience that recognize, whoa, that's the Most High. Whoa, that's the Most High. It's all the Most High. But the experience is, well, what moves did I make to get either the blessing or the cursing, right? Mm-hmm. So we as experienced men, yes, we do what? Read it one more time.
Knowing therefore the terror of the Most High.
Go ahead.
We persuade men.
We do what?
We persuade men.
Go ahead.
But we are made manifest unto the Most High.
Right.
And I trust also are made manifest in your conscience.
Right. So the persuasion is supposed to come into a person's conscience. Right? When they see the example of, that's why he said in Isaiah 20:30, he said, though I give you the bread of affliction and the water of adversity, your teacher should be hid in a corner no more. Why? Because they were going to show you how to eat that bread and drink that water. So it was supposed to do something to one's conscience. This persuasion. Right now, can I hop into your conscience and beat you?
Lie.
Can I hop into your conscience and change your conscience from what it is naturally? I can't, right? I can't change anyone's conscience. But what can?
The Most High.
The Most High, the Word, right? The washing of the Word. It tells you that you get your conscience washed through the word. So I can present ideas to a man or to a woman, right? And say, wait a minute, your conscience is out of line with what the Bible says. It's out of line with the law. It's out of line with the wisdom. Let's clear your conscience, right? And put in you a different type of conscience.
Right.
Let's put in you the godly sorrow to not do the things that you were doing as that old man, right? But why do we do it? It says, knowing the terror of the Most High. So when we sit here and say, listen, get it right, because Yahweh Shai is coming back, and you don't want to be the one where he lines up in front and says, flee from me, you wicked and slothful servant. I never knew you. You don't want to be the one that, if he don't, those that don't bow to me, bring them hither, and I'll cut them asunder, slay them utterly. You don't want to be that, right? You don't want to be the ones that are going through the plagues, the mental torment, the mental anguish. That's why we go through these classes, right?
It's like we persuade men in the sense of, well, what's going to motivate you, the blessings or the torment? Mm-hmm. Are you trying to chase after the blessings or run away from the torment? So that's why, knowing the terror of the Most High, we persuade men. It's like, okay, look, out of brotherly love and charity, we don't want you to have to go through that. Listen to what's being dropped. Listen to what the scriptures are saying, and avoid the terror.
Avoid all the negative.
Avoid the negative.
And you never will. You'll still have hard times and suffer for righteousness' sake. Right? Or you can suffer as a murderer, adulteress. You can suffer that way. And that's what it is, really. The persuasion is, listen, and I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, good.
But the persuasion is, what way do you want to suffer? Because through much affliction you enter into the kingdom. So what way, as a man on this earth, do I want to be afflicted? And that's the question that we all have to ask ourselves. Do I want to be afflicted and be afflicted with the afflictions of the murderers, the killers, the rapists, the sinners, the rebellious, the prideful? Or do I want to be the ones that suffer for Christ's sake?
Look, and that is also the refinement. That's refining, that's the growth. Those are growing pains. Come on, we got to go through these things, these hardships, and these different pains. But it's not as a murderer. It's not because we did something off. It's not because we killed someone. Not because we're hoeing around, being whoremongers. We're doing it because for righteousness' sake. We're trying. The Most High is proving us to make us better.
Right. So read that one more time, and let's go to the next one.
2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 11.
Go ahead.
Knowing therefore the terror of the Most High,
right,
we persuade men,
right,
but we are made manifest unto the Most High.
So we're made manifest unto the Most High. Go ahead, but there's a purpose. Go ahead.
And I trust also are made manifest in your consciences.
But we're supposed to manifest in your conscience too, for you to say, you know what, let's change. But should it be some overbearing, excessive, back and forth pulling, tug of war? Because my mind state is this. It's the mind state of the Bible. Where you give a little, you give a person the milk, you give them the milk, and if they're not choking on the milk, then you start to progress them into the meat. Mm-hmm. And if they're choking on milk, then you gotta thin that milk out a little bit. You gotta water down that porridge. You see what I'm saying? And so they can swallow. But if they're rejecting it, then guess what? You don't feed them.
Right.
That's my mind state. But that's also biblical.
Yes, sir.
Right? So we do persuade men, but it can't be. We'll get there. Go to Acts 13 and 43. Go to Acts 13 and 43. And let's really see what this persuasion, this persuading, because I know that word is like, when you look that word up, it tells you. Watch. Look up the word persuade. Even the way the word suggests that it's like some overindulgence of telling someone something. We're at Acts 13:43. Yeah, Acts 13 and 43. Somebody get the definition of persuade for me real quick. What you got, sis?
It's to cause someone to do something through reasoning or argument.
Through reasoning or argument, right?
And then the other one is to believe something, especially after sustained effort.
Sustained effort. So there does have to be a sustained effort, but is a sustained effort mean that I got to persuade you for 50 years? Well, I gotta overly convince you for 4, 5, 6, 7 years what you were called for? No, watch, read Acts 13 and 43.
Acts chapter 13, verse 43.
Go ahead.
Now when the congregation was broken up,
Right.
many of the Jews, religious proselytes,
Right.
followed Paul and Barnabas.
Right. So this was when Paul and Barnabas went, they taught to the Jews first. Right? And the Jews rejected them. So they said, well, it was needed that the word be taught to you Jews, but since you rejected it, now we're going to go talk to the Gentiles, which were what? The Jews in a Gentile state of mind, right? As we all know. Go ahead. So he said the Jews and religious proselytes followed Paul and Barnabas. Go ahead.
Who's speaking to them?
No, who overly convincing? Read it again.
Who's speaking to them?
Wait, no. Back and forth tug of war of minds.
Who's speaking to them?
Well, no. I gotta go search out all the wisdom of all camps and make sure that y'all are on point.
Who's speaking to them?
He said they just spoke to them. There wasn't no argument. There wasn't no back and forth. There wasn't no I'm a teacher, you're the student. They spoke to them. Go ahead.
Persuaded them to continue in the grace of Yahweh.
They did what?
Persuaded them to continue in the grace of Yahweh.
So there was a constant. There was a continuance of this is what you have to do. There was a continuance in that. It didn't say there was a back and forth. Right? Because read that definition of persuaded one more time. I want y'all to really pick up on this, where a lot of brothers and sisters aren't persuaded, even after 4 or 5 years, 6, 7 years, 7, 8, 9 years. You're not persuaded. Read that definition of persuaded.
I got one.
You haven't been persuaded on what it is that you were called for. What you got?
I got. This is the same one she had.
Yeah, read it.
Cause someone to do something through reason,
right,
or argument.
See, a lot of y'all still do the things that you want to do through your own reason, and not through the reasoning of the scripture. So that shows you haven't been convinced. You haven't been persuaded. Go ahead.
Cause someone to believe something, especially after sustained effort.
Now check this out. How long we been in Houston? Mic drop. Going home. How long we been in Houston? Since 07? So what? That's 12 years? 13 years. 07 to 2017 is 10 years, add 3, 13 years in Houston, right? Where's all the people from 2007 at? Oh. Now we've been doing our job. We've been doing what? Doing what? A sustained what?
Hold on. Sustained effort.
Right. Well, so we've been sustaining our efforts, right? What else?
A situation or event provided a sound reason for someone to do something.
Right. And we give the sound reasons through what? The sound doctrine, right?
The scriptures.
What it say is sound doctrine?
Yes, sir.
Right. So we give the reasoning. We sustain our efforts because since 2007, when has anybody ever pulled up and it was like, oh, we just disappeared?
No one.
Or oh, we ain't in town no more. Or oh, they just packed it on up. Or oh, they quit. When does that happen? It hasn't. So we did our job like Paul, right? He did a sustained effort. He provided sound doctrine. But what was the other part that needed to happen? Read the first part.
Cause someone to do something through reasoning or argument.
Now, were we trying to cause brothers and sisters to go be pimps?
La.
Hoes?
La.
Drug dealers?
La.
Were we causing brothers and sisters to, or were we supplying argument for brothers and sisters to do what?
Live a righteous life?
Well, let's get more intricate with this. The people from 2007 that ain't here, what are they doing? They're doing what they were doing in 2007. Let's be real. Right? They're living their best life.
Supposedly.
Right? Supposedly. Now, Our argument, our persuading was, hey, you think that you're living your best life, but there's a better life, right? And we proved it. Prove all things. We showed the scriptures. You were made manifest. We were made manifest to you to show you that there was a better life. Right? Like the scriptures say, we persuade men knowing the terror of the Most High. We were made manifest to the Most High, but we were made manifest to them. Now, we're still here doing the same thing. Showing that there was a better way. A lot of those people from 2007 on, and this is how you know it's fact, they come back like, man, I call hell out there. Ooh. Man, when I went back in the world, I got this, arrested, beat up, this person caught this disease, this person got shot by this cop, this person got beat up over here, my granny and them died in a car accident, this person caught pork disease, this person this, hypertension over here, diabetes over here, high blood pressure over here, right?
Gone.
But we're steady still doing what? The same thing from when I'm using people from 2007 because that's 13 years ago. And it's like, well, what were you constant in and what were we trying to persuade you from? You see that? What were we trying to persuade you from? To do something wicked? Or to do something that was going to be beneficial for your life? Because that's the thing. It's like, well, you were trying to get me to do such, 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 and such.
Right.
Okay. Well, was it wicked? Were we trying to get you to sell your butthole on the corner? I know we write it here on this and that, but were we trying to get you to get on the block? Yeah, we were. Street speed. Pass out flyers. Yeah, we were trying to do that. Let's get on these streets, right? Let's hit these streets. Were we trying to get you to pimp yourself out? No. Were we trying to get up in your bank account? No. Right? Were we trying to take your firstborn?
No.
Were we trying to get you to sell your daughter's virginity to us? Were we trying to do any of that madness?
No.
No. We were just saying, hey, let's abide in unity, right? Let's follow our calling. Let's be good stewards of the word.
Right.
Right? That's what we were trying to persuade men to see, what they were called for. Now, what's the problem with that? What's the problem with that? Well, we read the first scripture, right?
Right.
We can't make anybody see it, right? The Most High got to increase you. The increase is what? Well, the increase is your spiritual goggles to be able to see, whoa, I am needed for something more than what I want to do. I am needed for more than just being a worker at some company, right? I am needed for more. I can be a good example. I can raise a family and use wisdom. I can unify. I can be a good example for sisters, right? I don't have to just be some nigga's side piece. A lot of women left and went to go be side pieces. A lot of women left the wisdom to go be a side piece. I mean, come on. Think about that. Think about that. You left to go be some man's side piece? To go be pushed away in a corner like you ain't nothing? But we were persuading like, hey, no, sis, no. Just keep staying in the faith. Stay in the grace. The Most High got you. Stay humble. Keep listening. Keep following your husband. You'll be okay. And it was like, well, I'm not convinced. I want to do me, right? I gotta live my best life. Y'all with me so far? Go to Colossians 1:28. Y'all know when we hit the rest of these scriptures, it's gonna all come into play. Cause y'all looking at me like, what are you saying, brother? What are you saying, Quatazah? Well, what I'm saying is that, yeah, there has to be a persuasion. There has to be a constant effort to show you the example of consistency, of diligence, and that works. Think about a consistent drug dealer. Don't he get paid?
Gone.
A consistent drug dealer gets money. Now, his latter end, that's something else. But if a cat is hustling on the block consistently, more than likely he's going to get paid. More than the cat that's not consistent. So consistency isn't everything, right?
Gone. It's just like how the scriptures say, abide in thy labor.
Right.
You know, and that's in any aspect. He used the aspect of a drug dealer on the block, but that's in the business world. That's blue collar, white collar. Shoot, if you got a lawnmower in business, if you're consistent on gaining new customers, you're gonna have consistent money.
You won't have money.
Yeah.
But I use the negative to show that even in negative, consistency is important.
Come.
That's one of the main things you need. The devil is consistent. That nigga don't let up. You always say, right? The devil don't sleep. Because he don't. He knows that if he's consistent day and night, while you're napping and resting, in your rest time, he's working. Why do you think he get the upper hand? He don't take breaks. So negative consistency is good. So how much more in positive? But when we're sitting here for the last 13 whatever years persuading men, it's not some overly, hey brother, you gotta do this, hey, and beating you down. The scriptures say be not excessive towards any.
Come.
But what it is us being, I like the scripture you put, Hebrews 10:23, I'll read it. It's brothers holding fast to their profession, right? With the profession of our faith without wavering. For he is faithful that promise, because that's what it is. It's the experienced men and women holding fast to their profession without wavering, holding fast to their faith, no matter what it looks like. No matter how grim, no matter how bleak, no matter how joyful. We hold fast to the profession, showing you a better way. Go to Colossians 1:28.
God. Colossians chapter 1, verse 28.
Yeah, you got Dolomite up there? Go ahead.
Whom we preach, warning every man.
Who we preach doing what?
Warning every man.
Right, so think about it. How good of a warning system would we be if we just warned one day and then we never show back up? Right? That'd be terrible. We warned like 4 or 5 people and that was it. So we gotta sit here day in, day out for years upon years, making ourselves available to warn this man, because next week another brother's gonna come that need to be warned. The next man, and the next man, and the next sister, and the next brother. We gotta be here to warn the people. That's the persuading. That's what persuading means. It's a constant effort. Go ahead.
And teaching every man in all wisdom.
Go ahead.
That we may present every man perfect.
Right.
In Yahweh Shai.
Because that's the goal, right? That's the goal, to present every man perfect.
Yes, sir.
In Yahweh Shai. Even though I'm not perfect. He's not perfect. Kazaki is not perfect. Right? Now, Hawam ain't perfect. But at least there's a bar set. There's a standard set to say, man, well, if I can be here, I can get here.
Come.
And if I can get here, I can definitely get here. And becoming perfect day in and day out, right? It says, until the appearing of Yahweh Shai. Until that perfect day. Where he says, boom, you're ready, you're perfect. But you got to at least say, you know what? What am I doing day in and day out? Well, we know what we do day in and day out. We show up. We make ourselves available. I don't care if there's one person in class. I'm here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, right?
Yes, sir.
Doesn't matter how many people. It doesn't matter if we're online or not. But it shows you. It shows you who's convinced and who's not. It shows you who's convinced and who's not, because some people don't come to class because it's not televised. Some people say, I ain't gonna go today. They're not online. Well, if we ain't online, you can't watch. So why wouldn't you go? Right? Don't that make sense?
God.
But that's kind of backwards, right? Oh, they're not online today, so it's not going to matter. It's not going to be a meaningful class. Yeah, it is. Them classes be deeper on a Friday than it is during the week.
God.
We go in on these Fridays, and a lot of y'all miss out because you're not convinced that you need to be here. Even though we're here every Friday. Right? A lot of brothers and sisters aren't convinced that they have to show up to get that conscience worked on. Now, again, like I said, this class came and I was talking to Zion Holland and I was just like, man, 4 years and look. But it was the things that he said. He sat in class and he was like, oh yeah, that's it. That's it. I'm where I need to be. Right? And the beautiful thing is, there's many examples of that in the scriptures. Go to Matthew 4. There's many examples of, oh yeah, I found it. I found what I was looking for. I found what it is that I needed. You got many brothers that have said that. Ariah said that to me one time. The first time he sat in class, he knew. Boom. And Ariah been around as long as Enoch. He been around as long. Ariah been living as long as Adam, dude, like 900 years now. Ariel's not that old. But Ariel been around 15, 16 years. Right? But from the beginning, it was like, oh yeah, I'm where I need to be. Go to Matthew 4:18.
Matthew chapter 4, verse 18.
Go ahead.
And Yahushua, walking by the Sea of Galilee,
Right.
saw two brethren,
Read.
Simon called Peter,
Go ahead.
and Andrew his brother,
Right.
casting a net into the sea,
Go ahead.
for they were fishers.
Right. So Yahushua is walking. Remember, this is after he was tempted by Satan. Right? Taken up to the top of the pinnacle of the world. If you bow down to me, I'll give you the world. Satan flees from him. He starts to take his walk along Galilee, along the seashores. He sees these two brothers. What does he say to them? Read verse 19.
Verse 19.
Right?
And he saith unto them,
Go ahead.
Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men.
I'll do you what?
I will make you fishers of men.
Now, do we not say the same thing to men? Do we not say, hey, listen, just follow? And because what is it? Do we say we'll make you fishers of men? No, we say we'll make you into men of the Bible, right? We'll make you into men that can be followed. We'll make you into a good example. And not that we'll make you into it, but that we'll give you the wisdom, we'll give you the knowledge, we'll give you the understanding. And if you use it, if you apply it, the Most High will give the increase. Right? Ain't that what we said?
God.
Con?
Con.
I mean, am I wrong? Did we not say that?
You say it.
We say it. We say, listen, if you just follow the wisdom, the Most High will give you what it is you want.
Right.
He'll make you into the man that you want to be.
Oh.
That's what it is. But it's up to each man. What level of man do you want to attain to? What level of woman do you want to be? You want to be the harlot that just traps niggas? Or you want to be the Proverbs 31 woman?
Right.
You want to be the nigga that get trapped by the harlot? You want to be the simpleton, the simple-minded brother? Or you want to be a man that rules his household, his wife, and his children with all gravity? Like, you want to be the Timothy's guy, the bishop, or the bonehead? Which one? And we can give you the wisdom, and it's up to how you use it to determine
Where you gonna be?
the bishop or the bonehead. Right? The honorable woman or the harlot. But it's there. We can't make the decision for you, but all we can do is supply tools to say, listen, this is how you be the honorable woman. This is how you be the bishop, the deacon. Right?
Con.
Go ahead, read on. Read verse 19 one more time.
Verse 19. And he saith unto them, Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men.
Come on.
And they straightway left their nets.
No, they argued.
And they straightway left their nets.
No, well, they had to find out Yahushua's pedigree.
And they straightway left their nets.
Nah, nigga, we gotta test your wisdom because we don't know you like that.
And they straightway left their nets.
The Bible says they straightaway left their nets.
Con.
Right? They dropped what they were doing and they followed the example.
Ooh.
They didn't argue with Yahushua like, nigga, who's you?
Right.
What part of Galilee you from?
Ooh.
Nigga, we don't know you. What set you claim? Right? What's your pedigree? How long you been in the truth? It's sad you got to do that now though, because you got cats that's in the truth 1 year talking about they baptizing people and messing up doctrine. So you kind of got to do that now for your own safety. But even that don't matter. Cat can be in the truth 20 years and be off, man. He could be around 20, 30 years and be off. It's all there's different factorizations that go into all of that. But there's a point that I'm going to hit and show that Yahushua went to these two men. They said they dropped, he said 2 words. A few words. Drop your nets and follow me. I will make you fishers of men. Now that showed 2 things in these brothers. What did it show? I wanted to see if y'all are thinking. What did it show in these 2 brothers when they straight away just follow Christ?
Faith.
Okay, Khan. What else? They had faith, they had wisdom, right? They were able to see things. What else?
Humility.
Humility. This is what it showed, that they weren't satisfied being whack-ass fishers, man.
Ooh.
They weren't satisfied with the worldly jobs. A lot of us are too satisfied with the world. They were like, fishers of men? I want to do that. Pick me. Remember the donkey and Shrek? Ooh, pick me. Right?
Right.
They weren't like, nah, nigga, I'm good over here.
Yeah.
Nah, I got that 401k, and you know what I mean? Making 10 cents an hour.
It showed that they weren't vain.
It showed that what?
They were not vain.
Showed that they weren't vain men. They weren't vain thinkers. They weren't worldly men. That's what it showed about these 12. Right? That they weren't on the vanity of life. Like, well, nah, I got my fishing job. Read that one more time. Verse 20.
And they straightaway left their nets.
No, they asked how much you paying, my nigga.
And they straightaway left their nets.
Well, can you match what I'm making?
And they straightaway left their
Bro,
nets.
they left their nets, man. They wasn't worried about nothing else but let's be these fishers of men. Wait a minute, fishers of men. Right? But we're like, hey, listen, follow the wisdom, follow the example. The example been laid out for 30 plus 40 years. Follow it. You ain't gonna die. We're not gonna lead you to destruction. Right? Look, brothers is feeding their families.
God.
And having families and having babies.
God.
And ain't not one loss. Brothers is increasing. Look, boom, 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 boom. And it's like, no, I don't see it. I don't see how that works. What you mean you don't see it? It's been made manifest to you, to every brother. You know, it's like, hey, you don't go to a new brother don't go to the house, and all of a sudden it's like there's not a house.
Right.
It's like hey, come over to the house, get something to eat, but you eating on the street corner. Right? Is that happening?
No.
You ever been invited to a brother's house in a camp and it was on the street corner?
Wow.
In a cardboard box.
That's my point. Like, were you invited to a situation that was worse off than what you came from? No. You see what I'm saying? You weren't invited. Like, hey, we got to play. Man, I'm not a shot at you, but this is for any brother that was in need, or that came willingly and said, I want to be a part of this. Right? We weren't like, okay, well, you need a place to stay? Let us set up this cardboard box for you.
Right.
No, you went
We
in.
got a tent. We got a tent, and there's a little grassy field over here.
Yeah, it's the
camp out over here.
It's the Feast of Tabernacles all year round.
Con.
No. You went into a house with food, with water, with shelter. If brothers and sisters needed clothing, they got it.
It's AAC.
AC, right.
Wi-Fi.
Come on, man.
Water.
Bandwidth. Yeah, alkaline water coming out the tap.
God.
Right? And I'm not boasting about anything.
But you right.
You even sat in
Right.
plush interiors in the vehicles, plush leathers, right? And I'm not bragging or boasting, but I'm trying to show you that the Most High put men in certain positions to be your persuasion, to show you that you can still have a vehicle in the truth. You can still have a wife in the truth. You can still feed your family in the truth.
God.
That's what these men understood. They were like, I ain't worried about what I'm going to eat. I'm going to go fish for men.
God.
My food is going to come.
God.
My shelter's going to be there. Right? What were you going to say?
I'm understanding more with clarity of the persuasion of men, especially with these two brothers and Yahweh Shai, because around this time they're under occupational Roman rule, Roman law. They're two brothers, literally,
Yeah.
in Galilee, minding their business under occupation, and then you got this brother, King, who just comes in and says, I'm gonna bless your game.
Hey.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
bless
but
your game.
but guess what? He didn't even offer them nothing that they can touch.
Nope.
I'm
God.
going to make you fishers of men, so that means that I got to go look for other men? I don't feel like doing that. That's work. That's boring. What did I get from it? See, these questions they didn't pose these questions to Christ. They were like, okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't about what they can get out of it.
Because, like the brother so eloquently put, they weren't vain men.
Con.
Read verse 20. One more time. And then read down.
Verse 20. And they straightway left their nets.
Right.
And followed him.
Right.
And going on from thence, he saw other two brethren.
Right.
James the son of Zebedee.
Right.
And John his brother.
Right. The sons of thunders. These are the sons of thunder. Go ahead.
In a ship with Zebedee their father.
Go ahead.
Mending their nets.
Read.
And he called them.
Right.
And they immediately.
No. He promised them wages. He promised them shelter, food, water. He had to overly persuade them. It said he did what?
And they immediately.
It said he called them and they immediately did what?
Left the ship with their father.
Right.
And followed him.
So what was it about these two men?
Well, they left the ship and they dad. They wasn't like, oh, let me finish mending the net up so the Pops don't have to do this by himself. Let us catch some more fish first, and then so we can
Pops
have
can eat.
So Pops can eat, or so we can have some money, sell some of this, and then we can go follow it.
No, they were like, see,
Right.
see, because what happened was,
What
and
happened?
because I gotta go and then the way my bank account's set up, right? My checking and my savings, they were like, oh, Christ is calling. Huh. Pops, shalom.
Shalom.
Christ is calling. Christ is calling.
I like that.
Oh, see, I'm not even there yet. When I hit y'all with this next block, you're gonna see why. You're gonna see why they were like, oh, Christ is calling. You're gonna see why straightway they just dropped everything. And again, I always like to say, match yourself up to the scriptures. Matthew 9 and verse 9. Matthew chapter 9 and verse 9, because there's many examples of this happening.
Matthew chapter 9 verse 9.
Yahushua being the manifestation to men of what to follow. Go ahead.
And as Yahushua passed forth from thence,
right,
he saw a man named Matthew.
Read.
Sitting at the receipt of custom.
Come on.
And he said unto him, follow me.
Right.
And he arose and followed him.
Surely he had some discourse of why not. Surely he had excuses. Surely Yahushua had to open the Bible and break down the whole Deuteronomy 28 chapter 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times to him.
He said unto him, follow me. And he arose and followed him.
No, he didn't ask what scripture is that?
He arose and followed him.
Nah, brother, where's that in the Bible?
He arose and followed him.
Okay, so I don't understand what's going on with these men, but what's going on with brothers and sisters? Well, I know what's going on with these men. Go to Acts. Go to Acts 9 and verse 1. Look how easily these men were. Listen, they weren't even persuaded.
Acts.
These men weren't even persuaded of anything. They didn't have to be.
Okay.
But there's a reason why. And we'll get to that. Read Acts 9 and 1. Let's get to another instance.
Acts chapter 9 verse 1. And Saul, yet breathing out threatenings and slaughter against the disciples of the Most High.
Right, so this was Paul, right? Otherwise known as Saul at this time. This is when he persecuted, it said he persecuted the church. He would get a decree to lock Jews up for even mentioning Christ. Responsible for the stone, or there witnessing the stoning, helping the stoning of Stephanus, his brethren. Right? It said he breathed out threatenings, man. Paul was a beast. He was an animal. He was a man that was set in his ways. Go ahead.
Went unto the high priest,
right,
and desired of him letters to Damascus.
Right, he wanted letters to permit him to go to Damascus to wrangle up Jews that spoke about Yahushua. Go ahead.
Desired of him letters to Damascus to the synagogues, that if he found any of this way, whether they were men or women,
right,
he might bring them bound unto Jerusalem.
Yeah, and it wasn't like, oh, they're going to come to Jerusalem to kick it. He was trying to kill them. Go ahead.
And as he journeyed, he came near Damascus.
Right.
And suddenly there shined round about him a light from heaven.
Right, so on his way, we know what happened. Yahushua appeared to Paul. Go ahead.
And he fell to the earth.
Right.
And heard a voice saying unto him, Saul, why persecutest thou me?
Yeah, Yahweh Shai. Paul, why are you persecuting me? Why are you killing my people? Why persecutest thou me? That's 4 words. Go ahead.
And he said, Who art thou, Lord?
Right.
And the king said, I am Yahweh Shai.
I am who?
I am Yahweh Shai.
Go ahead.
Whom thou persecutest. It is hard for thee to kick against the pricks.
Right.
And he trembling.
No, he was questioning and arguing.
He trembling.
Nah, nigga, prove that you Christ.
He trembling.
No, I need to see some holes in your hands.
He trembling.
He trembled.
And astonished said.
Hold on. Y'all gotta think about this. This man that was killing Jews for a living trembled.
He knew.
Trembled.
He was like,
The
dang,
voice.
I've been on the wrong side of the fence here.
Scary.
Well, what was in Paul? He was a murderer. Paul said it. He was a murderer and he was a blasphemer.
Gone.
But he trembled at Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
And he trembling and astonished.
But you know what is sad? We'll persuade men and show them their whole life story in the scriptures. We'll put together these classes, man, that will detail your whole entire past, present, and future. And guess what? Some of y'all don't even bat a damn eye. Y'all like, heard that one.
Yeah.
Oh, that scripture again? Boring.
Con, I hear you.
Con,
I hear you.
I hear you. Con, I hear you. You know it's bad when the sister says that.
Oh.
You know it's bad when the sister says, Con, I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, damn, you're not even going to tremble? You're not even going to bat an eye that we just detailed your whole past, present, and future, showing you if you don't change, then this is what's going to happen, knowing the fear of the Most High?
Yes, sir.
Us knowing the fear. You see us catch hell and go through things. It's crazy, man. You'll sit back and watch the brother that teaches you lose a rib, lose a house, lose a car, and you're like, yeah, well, that ain't gonna happen to me. Of course it will. How would it happen to the upper and not the lower? But see, we know how to go through it and deal with it because of what we apply. And all we're here to do is show you to apply the same thing, and your outcome will be better in the end.
Yeah.
Right? You don't gotta go through all the sorrow, the mental torment, the breakdown, the depression, the anxiety, taking Percocets, taking Oxycontins to calm your nerves, Xannies and Zoloft, right?
Mm-hmm.
Having diarrhea and all that stuff from side effects. We're here to show you that just take the word, right? And we're like, well, look, let's give you the medicine. You're like, oh, nigga.
Yeah.
Guess what? I'm not even gonna show up to class no more. I ain't even gonna show up because I'm tired. I'm bored. Tremble. For what? I'm not persuaded. I'm not convinced. But you had this man that was a murderer. Paul said it. He said, I was a murderer and a blasphemer. He heard the voice, man. I am he which thou persecutest. And it said he trembled and astonished. Said, what? Read verse 6.
Arise.
Read from verse 6. On the top.
And he trembling and astonished,
Right?
said, Lord, what wilt thou have me to do?
Come on, man. He was asking direction. He didn't have to be told nothing. Like, hey, you need to do. He was like, wait a minute. You coming to me?
Dang.
You giving me, you're shining your light on me of all Jews. See, brothers and sisters don't look at it like that. You don't look at, damn, I accidentally bumped into YouTube and landed on the Israelite channel and I like it. You don't look at, that's the grace of Yahweh. Or I was going through a deep depression. I was on drugs and weed and I bumped into a brother in the mall. I just thought I was gonna go to the mall and get some oil or go shop, shop therapy.
Con.
Because my nigga was cheating on me, he was beating on me, right? My girl, she was cheating on me. And I'm walking through the mall and this brother was like, hey, come here. And next thing you know, he's giving me counsel and helping me change my life. And then you sit back, you don't think like, damn, why me of all people? What should I do with that? Paul was like, hold up, you pick me? Okay, what do I need to do? The 4 brothers were like, wait a minute, you picked us? Huh, wait a minute, we were picked? We were chosen? They buttoned up their top button, me? Okay, what do I do? Right? But brothers and sisters get picked and it's like, nigga, my life was better before y'all picked me. My life was better before I got the Bible. No, it wasn't. You were picked because your life was trash.
Right.
And the beautiful part of it was that the Most High gave the grace to say, listen, I'm going to give you the opportunity to change. But instead of looking at it like that, it's like, oh, how many times are they going to go over the same scripture? Boring. Hosea 4:6. Boring.
No, on that note, it's crazy because they were picked, but they asked to be picked before they were picked. They prayed on this.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, they prayed for this.
Snort a line of solo.
Man, oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah, they snorting antidepressants now?
Dang, it's really depressing.
Yeah, don't try that, by the way. Please, nobody snort your pain meds.
Yeah, so they prayed for this. They prayed, they asked for the Most High to send this to them.
But listen, Paul didn't ask. Paul, it said that he was a blasphemer and a murderer, so he wasn't praying for Christ to come in.
No, he wasn't.
Right? He wasn't, but there was something about Paul. There was something about these men. Forget about prayer. Watch, as we go, forget about prayer. It's deeper than rap. It's deeper than prayer. Watch, go read on.
What will thou have me to do?
Right? He said, "What? Okay, you pick me. What you need me to do, Yahushua?" But how come brothers and sisters don't operate in that same mode? You are a blasphemer, a murderer, a crackhead, a hoe, a fake pimp, right? You are a fake pimp. You weren't even like a real pimp.
He was a wannabe pimp.
You was just a nigga that was spending money on tricks. You wasn't no real pimp. Like, nigga, I'm a G, I'm a pimp. No, you weren't. You was sending cash out to chicks, man, from across the country and never even seeing them. Talking about, I got hoes in their different area codes. No, you don't. The Most High saved you from that retardation.
Right.
Right? He saved you from that. And instead of saying, damn, Yahweh, what would you have me do? You're like, yeah, I was better off without that. Because do you have to ask? Let me ask you a question, Elijah, since you're here. Seeing us sit up here, do you have to ask, what do you need to do? You shouldn't really have to, right? Because you see us up here. The job is to teach, right? Right. So it's not even a question of what would you have me do. The question should be now, how do I get to do it?
How do I do it?
How do I be the example? How do I be the leader? Same thing for Ricardo, right? Same thing for the sisters. How do I become a Titus, a Proverbs 31 woman? How do I do it? Not what should I do, because it's already here, the example. We're already made manifest to your conscience of what you should be doing. The question should be, wait a minute, how do I do it? Right? Paul was like, well, hold up. Wait a minute, I was doing that wrong? So what do I need to do to change all that?
Right.
So Paul's on a different level.
Oh,
but we're already made manifest to the conscience of brothers and sisters of what needs to be done. Why? Because you see us do it. The question should be, how do I do it? But see, a lot of brothers and sisters ain't even asking that. You're finding excuses why not to do anything. You're finding, I gotta go bury my dead. I gotta go dedicate my house. I just got a new rib. I gotta take a year off. I gotta go do that and make sure I betroth her. And the way my bank account is set up.
Right.
What y'all paying? Right?
Yep.
You coming with all the excuses. Why not? Instead of saying, wow, how do, not why not. That's the difference. Read on.
And Yahushua said unto him,
right?
Arise.
He said what?
Arise.
So he just told him to get up and what?
and go into the city, and it shall be told thee what thou must do.
Right. All we say is, AI, study. AI, be consistent for 6 months, and then the Most High will increase. AI, when you come to class, be respectful. When you come to class, be on time. When you come to class, don't leave early so you miss the most important parts of class, like prayer. AI, just be dedicated to the Most High. Hey, sis, just follow your husband in righteousness. Hey, just make sure that you follow Yahweh Shai. Just make sure you study. Make sure you apply. Make sure you listen. Bow your ear. That's all we say, right? It ain't nothing. It ain't that hard, I don't think. It ain't like, hey, get up and go to a whole nother city.
No.
Right? He told him to go to a whole nother city and you're going to get told. He could have been like, shit, nigga. Tell me now or I ain't doing it, right? How come he didn't do that? Nah, I want you to tell me, Christ. Yahweh Shai.
You had to go blind.
How come he didn't just say, nah, you tell me? And if you don't tell me, well, then guess what, B? You know what I mean? I'm headed to go kill Jews. Go ahead and read on.
And the men which journeyed with him stood speechless, hearing a voice, but seeing no man.
Right, so we know that Paul went to that city blind. He was blinded, went to the city, sat there for 3 days, fasted. He followed all the instructions. Go there, fast, wait. You'll meet a man. He'll take the blindness off your eyes. And you're going to have a whole new vision. Now, what was it about Paul? Remember, he was a murderer. You mean to tell me that I am he changed a man's mind? I am he that thou persecutest is what changed Paul's whole direction? He was ready to go kill people. He was bloodthirsty. And I am he that thou persecutest is what changed that bloodthirstiness. Saul, Saul, why kick against the pricks? Is what changed his mindset. You had 4 bros out there fishing for their livelihood. And come follow me is what changed their whole directive on life.
It wasn't even a temporary change, it was a permanent change.
God.
I'll make you fishers of men. Changed a man's whole life.
God.
Y'all gotta really see the simplicity in this. Everyone gotta see the simplicity in what's coming out. Go to 1 Kings 19 and 19. 19 and 19. I know y'all saying, well, that was the apostles and that was Christ and he knew who he was gonna pick. He knew already what was in man. Come on, you're right. You're right. He didn't know what was in man. But what was in man is to follow their heart. So they could have been like, nah, bro, I'm good. Right? Let's go to 1 Kings 19 and 19. Let's see.
1 Kings chapter 19, verse 19. So he departed thence.
Right.
And followed Elisha, the son of Shaphat.
Right.
Who was plowing with 12 yoke of oxen before him.
Right.
And he with the 12th. And Elijah passed by him.
Right. So Elisha was plowing. He had the 12 yoke of oxen going. He was with the 12th yoke. A yoke of oxen is 2 oxen. Alright? A yoke of oxen is 2. He was with the 12th set. He had 12. So think about how big this field was. That he was plowing with 12 yoke of oxen. He was with the 12th yoke. Alright? He had a set of 2 that he was plowing with himself. Go ahead.
And Elijah passed by him.
Right.
And cast his mantle upon him.
He did what?
Cast his mantle upon him.
Now, it's a symbolic thing. And it can be a carnal thing also. When you look about that casting the mantle, it's like he put the glory on him. He handed down that his spirit, that double, like give me that double portion of the spirit.
God.
Right? He said, yeah, I'm going to pick him. That's going to be the guy that I'm going to teach. That's going to be my next apprentice. Pikachu, I choose you. Right? You're going to be the one that's going to pull forth and push forth the example. Said he cast his mantle on him. Now, if you go on a carnal sense with that, it's like taking your cloak. You know, you watch James Brown? Yeah. What do? They take the cloak and they put the cloak on him and it kind of like anoints him.
Yeah.
That's what it was symbolic of. Said he cast his mantle on him. Right? Something so simple, like, yeah, it's gonna be you, bro. You're gonna be the next, what is that, Elisha?
Yeah.
Right?
Elijah.
You're going to be the next Elijah. Go ahead.
And he left the oxen.
Wait, he did what?
He left the oxen.
Surely he was like, nah, you cast the mantle on me, but nigga, I'm busy.
He left the oxen.
But see, what happened was, I can't leave these oxens. Who gonna watch them?
He left the oxen.
But my mama and them said that if I don't finish this field, she gonna kick me out the house.
He left the oxen.
Right?
And ran after Elijah. And
Why
said,
though? But why? Why, man? See, we're not answering the question, why? Why did he run to him? Why didn't he just walk nonchalantly like he had all the wisdom, like he had all the knowledge, and that he was doing Elijah a favor? Ooh.
Dang.
Ain't that how brothers and sisters move?
Yep.
Y'all act like y'all doing us a favor. Y'all ain't doing me a favor. I didn't choose you. Yahweh Shai did.
Ooh.
He said it.
Ooh.
You haven't chosen me, but I've chosen you to bring forth fruit, right?
God.
Brothers and sisters, I'm chosen. I was chosen to bring forth fruit. I didn't choose Christ. So I can't walk nonchalantly to Christ like, yeah, you need me. But ain't that how some do it?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yahweh Shai. I'm a Terry from day to day. Most High, I went through it the other day in the class about that old life and that new life and taking things for granted. But that's almost what it's like. It's like, I'm going to take this thing for granted. Like, yeah, I know you sent me a righteous husband, but I'm going to tiptoes towards that nigga because I just don't know yet. I'm not convinced about him.
It's not when you bless him.
I'm not convinced about him. I haven't seen no signs of like pimpism, right? I haven't seen no signs that he's gonna beat me, that he does drugs, right? That he's overly aggressive, that he's unbalanced. I haven't seen those signs. I've seen nothing but good, but I'm not convinced yet. I'm not persuaded, Yahweh. Let me do some more fact checking. Let me put him through the ringer. What were you gonna say?
It's like they're looking for a way to be unconvinced.
Well, the thing is, they weren't even convinced from the jump.
They're looking for a reason not to go.
Remember, the Most High, there's a reason why I went to that first scripture. He said he made us manifest to y'all. Why? So you can see it. It's already in front of your eyes. You already know what manner of men we are when we show up here consistently 4 days out the damn week. That alone should tell you something. That alone should tell you something about the type of brothers and sisters you're around. When a person can take their time out to sit in front of a computer to throw scriptures up to make the class look more animated, that takes time. It takes focus and dedication, right?
Gone.
But sisters do it. Not just here in Houston, but in VA, right?
Yes, sir.
They do it too.
Yes, sir.
But nobody takes into consideration even the smallest little detail of, damn, they do that? Somebody has to sit there and do that to make class just look real animated and beautiful. When I say a scripture, all of a sudden it pops on your screen, a sister got to sit here and right? But, and I'm pointing these things out because they're small things, but you should see our dedication towards the Most High in the works we put forth. That's what's being made manifest to you. But what happens? You got scales on your eyes, man. You should be, the manifestation should be when what? You ring that phone, and the majority of the time, it don't matter what time it is. That phone get answered or that text get answered. Right?
Gone.
I've been hit up at some very odd times of the morning by brothers and sisters, and I've answered. I've not answered. I'm like, damn, it's early. Right? I sleep too. But my point is, for every reaction, there's a response. And there's even a lot of proactiveness on our end, right?
God.
And again, I'm not saying these things to boast about what we do. But what we do is being made manifest to you so you can see what manner of men and women you have that are the examples. Right? The Bible says it. The scriptures say it. We're made manifest to you. So after 4 or 5 years, you gotta, well, wonder what they doing over there with that. Or this brother popped up with that. Let me check that out. You're looking for things to, like you said, not be convinced. Did Elisha? He was like, wait, hold up, Elijah. Hold up, bruh. Hold up, cuz.
Your sandals look dusty.
Or they look a little bit too clean for me. I just walked over here.
Come on now. What you doing?
Yeah, them sandals look a little bit too brand new for you to just have walked. Wait a minute, Christ. Them sandals, bruh, they look a little bit too new for you to have walked along the seashore. Why you ain't wet though? Right? Why you ain't sweat? You ain't walk over here. You got chariot over here.
Right.
Right? Like, they wasn't looking for a reason, man. Like, brothers and sisters be looking for a reason. Like, man, his beard is too neat. Just comb it. That's it. Like, right? Or his garments are too new.
God.
We can't have garments? No.
I can't keep up with my clothes?
Right. Like if you're not dingy, dirty, broke down, poor, just looking like a damn hobo, you're not worthy to teach. Or you're doing something strange. No, well, the reason why we don't look like damn bums, the reason why we don't look dusty is to show you that you don't have to look dusty and teach.
No.
You don't have to be bummy and teach. That wasn't the epitome. Yahushua made himself poor for our sakes, right? As an example. But when it said he got a golden girdle, what did that represent? Did it not represent his royalty?
God.
Showing you what? That we are all kings and priests.
That's right.
That the wisdom was going to take us out of bum mode into blessing mode.
God.
And we're made manifest to show you that you can be blessed and if you handle the word correctly. If you do what it is that you're supposed to do, right? If you ask the right questions, well, how do I get to where y'all are at? That's the question. Right. Not how do I get out of doing the works? Not how do I get out of doing what I was called for? But how do I get to where y'all are? Those are the right questions. Dad, what did you have to do to Zion? What you do to get promoted in 4 years so quick? When you got lifetime students in them seats. 7, 8 years, right?
Done.
And ain't even passed a soldier's test. They asked the wrong questions.
Done.
Right? Where we at?
Wrong motives.
Verse 20.
Right? Read.
Okay. And he left the oxen and ran after Elijah.
Right?
And said, let me, I pray thee, kiss my father and my mother.
Right, so he's like, listen, man, let me fit. Because, and people look at this like, well, see, he was making excuses. No. He knew he was about to be gone. He knew that was a wrap. After he left with Elijah, he wasn't going to see his people no more. He knew that. He knew what he was about to go do. Go ahead.
And then I will follow thee.
Right.
And he said unto him, go back again.
Right.
For what have I done to thee?
Go ahead.
And he returned back from him and took a yoke.
Go back. Wait a minute. What did I do to you for you to have to go back? Go ahead.
And he returned back from him.
Go ahead.
And took a yoke of oxen.
Read.
And slew them.
And did what?
And bore the flesh
Uh-huh.
with the instruments of the oxen. And gave unto the people, and they did eat.
Right. Now we know that he didn't have to go do that. But even if you look at that, the oxen was his job. You know what that was like, man? Symbolism of? Well, just killing the oxen and giving it to the people. That was him severing ties with his old life.
Dang.
Man.
He severed ties with that old man, bro. Straight away, he was like, ties cut. Let me go. He was like, listen, let me go handle this real quick. Right? But he's like, Elijah's like, what did I do to you for you have to go back? I just put my mantle on you. I just crowned you heir. He's like, let me, I got it. Don't worry. Right?
Yeah.
Let me go cut ties with this old life, man. Go ahead, read on.
Boiled the flesh with the instruments of the oxen.
Right.
And gave unto the people, and they did eat.
Right.
Then he arose and went after Elijah.
He was making excuses.
He arose
and went back and plowed in the field.
And went after Elijah.
No, his mom gave him a reason why he had to stay.
He arose and went after Elijah.
And he got up and he followed Elijah because something in him was like, wait a minute, I gotta go be with this man. I gotta go be with this man because of what he has, because of his example. Go ahead. That's it. From there, go Go to Acts 13:46.
Acts chapter 13, verse 46.
Go ahead.
Then Paul and Barnabas waxed bold,
Right?
and said, it was necessary that the word of the Most High should first have been spoken to you.
Right?
But seeing ye put it from you,
Right? Seeing that you do what?
seeing ye put it from you,
Come on, because ain't that what our people do? The word of the Most High was spoken to the Jews first. The Jews that knew they were Jews. I know I said about this earlier, and I just jumped forward, but now this was the exact instance where they taught to the Jews that knew they were Jews. And he said, because you put that from you, go ahead.
but seeing ye put it from you,
Right?
and judge yourselves unworthy of everlasting life,
You do what?
judge yourselves unworthy
Uh-huh.
of everlasting
Go
life,
ahead.
lo, we turn to the Gentiles.
Read on.
For so hath the Most High commanded us, saying, I have set thee to be a light of the Gentiles,
Right?
that thou shouldest be for salvation unto the ends of the earth.
Read verse 48. And we know that these Gentiles were Jews in a Gentile state of mind. That's why Paul said, I magnify my office as the apostle of the Gentiles. Paul wasn't going out and just teaching Esau to get Esau. He was teaching Esau and other nations to be able to pull those Israelites that were embedded, thinking that they were Romans and Corinthians and Greek. Go ahead.
I have set thee to be a light of the Gentiles, that thou shouldest be for the salvation unto the ends of the earth.
Read verse 48.
And when the Gentiles heard this,
Right?
they were glad.
So when the Gentiles heard it, they were like, oh, Barakatah Yahweh. Bahashem Yahweh Shai.
Ah,
Go ahead.
and glorified the word of the Most High.
And go ahead, read on.
And as many as were ordained to,
Right?
and as many as were ordained to eternal life believed.
So, when were they ordained?
Right then and there.
Perfect answer. When was Paul ordained?
Right then and there. When you heard
When was the apostles? When were they ordained?
and right then and there.
Go to Isaiah 49 and verse 1. I love that answer. So the question is, when was Paul ordained to follow Yahweh Shai? When was the apostles ordained? Read that. Isaiah 49 and verse 1.
Isaiah chapter 49 verse 1.
Read.
Listen, O isles,
Come on.
unto me,
Read.
and hearken, ye people from far.
Come on.
The Most High hath called me from the womb.
Wait, from today?
From the womb.
From yesterday.
From the womb.
So Paul was ordained from what?
From the womb.
The apostles were ordained from when?
From the womb.
Listen, man. You know why it was so easy for them to just drop what the hell they were doing, their whack, vain lives? You know why it was so easy for Paul the murderer? And that's what I call him. Before he became Paul the apostle, he was Paul the murderer. He was Paul the Pharisee. He was Paul the hypocrite. Before he became Paul the apostle, the man that wrote half the New Testament, he was all those things, but it was ordained from the womb for him to be great. It was ordained from the womb that when Yahushua spoke to those brothers, the sons of Zebedee, all he had to do was call them. Hey, woo-woo, right? Get on one of those, woo-woo, right? And they was like, oh, that's him. There he is. My spirit tells me that's him. Or else, wouldn't there be an argument?
Yep.
Wouldn't there be a fight? Wouldn't there be a reason why not to? I mean, wouldn't there be? Wait a minute. Let me test his knowledge. Wait a minute. My G, how long you been in the truth? Huh? Well, you know, the other camp had told me that this scripture means that. What say ye?
Oh man, I got
Right?
some flyers.
What y'all got to say about that?
What say ye?
Wouldn't they be dealing with Christ like that? But there was something in their spirit. From when?
From the womb.
Read on.
From the bowels of my mother.
Right?
Hath he made mention of my name.
Go to Ecclesiasticus 1 verse 14. Ecclesiasticus 1 and verse 14. So we got to understand this, man. The calling, when he said, I have chosen you, You have not chosen me. That wasn't when you first got the damn flyer and you decided that, oh, I want to dedicate my life now. After 5 years of back and forth and rebuttal and excuses. Ecclesiasticus 1:14. I'm getting hype up in here. I'm sorry.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 1 verse 14.
Read.
To fear the Most High is the beginning of wisdom.
Come on.
And it was created with the faithful.
Read.
In the womb.
In the what?
In the womb.
It was created with the who?
Dang.
It was created with the faithful.
It was created with the faithful in the womb. So your faith, your diligence, that was all determined when you were a little spark.
It was in your spirit.
That was a spark before you were a spark in those loins. Before you were a little tingle in your father's loins. So it had to be in your spirit.
God.
Psalms 22 and verse 9. Psalms 22 and verse 9. Again, ask yourself, how could Paul be the type of man he was on this earth? But here, Saul, Saul, why kick us against the pricks and tremble out of his damn boots? And not argue like, nigga, prove yourself. Prove it. 1 Thessalonians 5:21, prove all things. Yahushua. You know I gotta do it like that because that's how brothers be dealing with us.
God.
This is how sisters deal with their husbands. It's sad, man. It's sad because we sit here, I'm gonna keep saying it. The Most High put us here to be the manifestation of blessings and cursings. Because we don't just get blessed up here, we get cursed too.
Yes.
We get hit. We get hit with things to show you if you apply the right wisdom, and if you just apply the wisdom, you'll get through it. It's not the end of the world. You can lose a rib, you can lose a house, lose a car, lose a family member, lose a child, right?
Yes, sir.
And it's not the end of the world, but you can get a child, get a rib, get a car, and it's not the end of the world either.
God.
Your job don't stop because you got the whip, or because you got the new little tender,
Right.
right?
Ooh.
You got the new tender rib. Like, the job don't stop. Like, oh, well, listen, the Bible says I got to take a year to cheer my wife up. The unlearned brother is going to be like, see, it says in Deuteronomy, take a year. We know better.
God.
You got to cheer her ass up while you at war. Because why? She in the trenches with you.
Right.
She's in the trenches with you. So you ain't going to take no year off to go cheer your rib up. You better find a way in the middle of this battle.
God.
Read that. Psalms 22 and verse 9.
Psalm chapter 22 verse 9.
Read.
But thou art he that took me out of the womb.
Right?
Thou didst make me hope when I was upon my mother's breast.
When I was when?
When I was upon my mother's
Yeah,
breast.
he said it was you that took me out the womb and made me hope when I was on my mother's breast. Read on.
Verse 10. I was cast upon thee from the womb.
From when?
From the womb.
Read.
Thou art my Yahweh from my mother's belly.
You see that? This began in the mother's belly. So when you read Jeremiah 1 and 5, I'm not going to go there. When he said, I chose you from the foundation of the world and ordained you. But ordained you for what? Ordained you to be a priest and a king, right? Go to Psalm 75 and verse 5.
71.
Psalm 71 and verse 5. So Paul, being the type of man he was, man, he went through what he went through, but look, the humility. There had to be humility in his spirit for him to change. Listen, it didn't take. That wasn't a 4-year transaction. That wasn't a 5-6 year transaction like Yahushua came to Paul. Paul sat there and thought about it for 6 months. Then he went back to Yahushua like, what you want me to do? And then Yahushua came back, and then Paul sat back for another 3-4 years. And then he went back to Yahushua, questioned him like, nah, but if I do that, then this, and if I do that, then what you gonna do? And then Yahushua was like, nah, nigga, you gotta do that. And then Paul sat back and thought some more. And then 4 years later, he was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. You can be. No, bro. That was boom, 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 boom. Days. part of that was the 3-day wait Saul had to take in what city did he go to?
Damascus?
Was it? No. He was headed to Damascus.
Oh.
But he got sidetracked. He went to a different city. It was we can get it, but that was the longest part of that was the 3 days he waited on and fasted. He didn't discourse back and forth. Why? Because the Spirit bears witness. You know what the problem is? It's not that a lot of brothers and sisters' spirit don't bear witness. It's that you don't want it to.
Ooh.
It's that fear in you, man.
Ooh.
It's that doubt in you. To let the Spirit bear witness with your spirit and to just give in. A lot of y'all, and it's, you know what's so sad? Man, oh man. A lot of you sisters have gave into, oh my God, this, all you gotta do is look at your past. You gave into the nigga that just wanted to use and abuse you. You gave into situations that weren't gonna benefit you at all. We're like, yeah, give into the wisdom. Follow your husband. Brothers, give into the wisdom. Follow the man above. Follow the man above you in Christ, right?
Con.
Obey your masters, right? That's what the scriptures say,
Con. Hebrews.
right? But we're not going to whoop you into shape with a whip. But we are going to set scorches over your mind and whip those thoughts into shape. But that's what y'all fear. Y'all fear getting your mind whipped into shape. Because it's like, well, what am I going to be after that? Great.
Ooh.
Sure. Productive.
Ooh.
Meat for the kingdom. What does it say? You're going to be presented perfect in Yahweh Shai.
Con.
That's what you're going to be. Like, who's scared of that?
Ooh.
Who's scared to walk through those pearly gates? A lot of Israel. That's why when it comes for your spirit to bear witness with what was put in you from the womb, you fight it.
Con.
You battle it. You second question it. You doubt it. You hate it even. Right? Read on. Where we at?
Psalms chapter 71, verse 5.
Read.
For thou art my hope,
Right?
O Most High, Yahweh. Thou art my trust from my youth.
Come on, read.
Be thee have I been.
By thee.
Salakia, by thee have I been holding up from the womb.
From the what?
From the womb.
Go ahead.
Thou art he that took me out of my mother's bowels. My praise shall be continually of thee.
Psalms 139 and verse 13. Let's get two more. Psalms 139 and verse 13. Somebody else get Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha 49 and verse 7. 30 minutes. 30 minutes to get through these little bit of... I'm only halfway through. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This time you fly. I like it though. I'm with it though. Read that. Psalms 139 and verse 13.
Psalms chapter 139, verse 13.
Right?
For thou hast possessed my reins.
Right?
Thou hast covered me in my mother's womb.
But not everybody. That's the thing, man. It's not everybody. And then it's sad because even the ones that were chosen from that belly, the Most High possessed your reins from the jump. It's like, no, I don't want you to possess my reins. I don't want my righteous husband to possess my reins. I want Billy Badass from down the block to possess my reins. I don't want to get beat into submission with scriptures. I want to really get beat into submission. Or I want to get drugged out into submission. Or I want to get pimped out into submission. Come on now. The Most High had it ordained for you not have to go through the drugs, the beatings, the abuse, the hurt, the torment. He had it set up. We don't go there. We don't go there. Ecclesiastes is what? I lost it.
Ecclesiastes chapter 49 and verse 7.
Hold it. It was already set up for you not to have to go through that. So the question is, who do you want to possess your reins, man? The devil? The devil is not welcome here.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah. The devil is not welcome here, man. That's why the Most High set things up from the womb. A lot of us go through unnecessary torment. A lot of us go through unnecessary trials and tribulation. Right?
John.
A lot of us do. Go to Ecclesiastes 49 and verse 7. I like this one. Ugh. I'm about to beat a dead horse to death.
He already did.
Yeah, I know. Beat him
Ecclesiastes
to death with this scripture. Read. 49 and 7.
chapter 49, verse 7.
Right?
For they entreated him evil, who nevertheless was a prophet.
So this is talking about the prophet Jeremiah. Right? When you go through the Ecclesiastes, the latter books, you know, it starts in verse, it actually starts in the let's see here. Chapter 44, it says, let us honor great men, and it goes through all the great men of the Bible. So this is talking about Jeremiah. Go ahead.
Sanctified in his mother's womb.
He was what?
Sanctified in his mother's womb.
He was what?
Sanctified in his mother's womb.
Read on.
That he might root out.
That he might do what?
That he might root out.
Go ahead.
And afflict and destroy, and that he might build up also and plant.
So, if Jeremiah was ordained from the womb, what the hell happened to y'all? What happened to us? Like, you were ordained yesterday? That's why you doubt? Well, I don't know about this because y'all just met me yesterday. So I gotta look into some things. Gotta go balance the checkbook, get my taxes done. Right? I gotta go through all those things first before I could actually commit and submit to what was ordained in me from the womb. Now, you know what the sad part is? No matter when you were ordained, not everybody's going to believe. Not everybody's going to follow their calling. That's why I love the scripture that Mustafa put in here. He said, let us hold fast our profession of our faith, man. Because a lot of people don't hold fast to that. They hold fast to the only faith they know, which is self-reliance, reliance on the world.
What scripture is that, priest?
That's Hebrews 10, right? What did he put in there? It was Hebrews 10. I love that scripture, Mustafa. It was Hebrews 10:23. Let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering. A lot of us waver too much. A lot of y'all, man, a lot of us think that we doing Yahweh Shai a favor. Right? A lot of us think that we choose Christ. Go to John 15:16. St. John chapter 15 and verse 16. I quoted it earlier, but I want y'all to have it.
John chapter 15, verse 16.
Read.
Ye have not chosen me,
Right?
but I have chosen you.
But some of us got it backwards. Like, yeah, I chose to be here. I'm choosing to change. No, you're not actually. You weren't really chosen to be wicked. You think that Yahweh Shai like ordained you to be a hoe?
Yeah.
Like, this is the anointing. I'm gonna throw my mantle on him. He gonna be the pimp of all pimps, and she gonna be the hoe of all hoes. She gonna be that thought, right? And there's gonna be in capitals on the crown. No. What's this one chick's name? Everybody's making a big deal of this chick. She went to the Laker game with her ass out. What's her name? Lizard?
I don't know. I didn't hear
But
about
it's
it.
like she really acts like she was anointed to go be some 300, 400-pound woman with her ass out. This chick went to the game in a thong with the back of the dress cut out so you could see the thong. Bro, it blew my whole top back when I saw it.
What?
She's like 400 pounds.
That's Lizzo.
Lizzo. Okay, so that even sounds like a man name. But anyhow, she goes to the Laker game with a dress on. But the back of the dress where the butt cheeks are, not just the butt cheeks, the whole ass is cut out. And then she's twerking courtside for the world to see how ignorant Israel is. But the bad part is that she thinks that she's ordained to do that. Like, yeah, this is my calling, girl. I'm ordained for this.
Wow.
To be a thought? Like, you are ordained to be a hoe?
Wow.
You are ordained to further make the rest of the world mock us. That's what your calling was. See, the reason why I go to this scripture is because you have not chosen me, I have chosen you. We think we chose Christ, so what do we get to do? When you have that thought process that, yeah, I chose Yahweh Shai.
God.
That means you get to choose whatever the hell you want to follow, man.
Yeah.
You get to choose whatever you want to follow. Once you have that mind state that you don't need Christ, Christ needs you, it's like, yeah, well, I can follow that part of the Bible. The other parts, screw that. Or you can follow when you want to follow. Come on now. That's a bad mind state to have. Read it again.
John chapter 15, verse 16.
Read.
Ye have not chosen me,
Right?
but I have chosen you.
Read.
And ordained you, that ye should go and bring forth fruit.
Wait, you were supposed to go do what?
That ye should go and bring forth fruit.
Be a hoe?
That ye should go and bring forth fruit.
Yeah, you're supposed to bring forth fruit, fishers of men. That's what the point was. I'm going to make you fishers of men. Not that thought over there. Or that hoe over there. That's a thought, right? Yeah. That hoe over there. That's what thought means.
Oh.
Yeah, that hoe over there. Not Lizzo, whoever this chick is, or Megan Thee Stallion, or Megan Thee Stallion, what's her name? Or Rihanna, or any, I don't know these new women. So I got to use old examples like Rihanna. And Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. They old now. Right? They old in this information age. They old because there's new hoes popping up every day thinking that they were ordained to walk around on the NBA court with a thong on. Or you got dudes walking around on the NBA court with a thong on, with their damn pants sagging. That's what you were ordained for? To be a sagger? To be a Wayne clone? A Drake clone? Come on, man.
A gremlin clone.
Yeah, you just get wet and just gremlins pop out.
Boop, boop.
That's what I was ordained for, to be a rapper. No. Just like these men of the Bible, just like the Elisha and Elijah, just like the apostles in Christ. Listen, was Judas ordained to be the damn devil? No. He made that choice. Even when he was ordained to do something greater. So you'll have men that are around, but guess what? They play the Judas part. It's a bad part to play. But Judas wasn't, or he didn't have to be Judas. He didn't have to be that guy to give up Yahweh Shai. He was Judas. That was his name. Right? But he didn't have to be that guy. He could have did something else. He was ordained for something greater. He was ordained just like the other 11 were ordained. They did great things. These men went on to die for Christ. Right? Like how we claim we want to. They went on to literally get stoned, sawed in half, beat up, kicked, punched, hung.
Wow.
They sawed in half, hung upside down, shipwrecked. They went on to do these things.
For the nation and the kingdom, not for a gang. For
the nation
and the kingdom.
For the kingdom, for the example, to say that I glory in my infirmities, man. Like Paul. They glory in the tribulation. They glory in the infirmities. We want to run from it like, nah, I ain't going to go through that because guess what? I chose you. So I get to choose what I get to go through. I get to choose how I learn. I get to choose what I want to use, what I want to apply today, tomorrow, next week. But the sad part is, can you choose your ass whooping? No. No.
Only David.
You be getting, only David, only the righteous get to choose their butt whooping. The Most High gives the righteous even a chance. But how come you can't choose your butt whooping? That's why he says when your calamity comes as a whirlwind, he laughs. Because you ain't going to choose this. From there. Damn. Gotta shut up. From there, where we at? Go back up. Oh, give me a sign. Let me know what's on your mind. Matthew 13 and verse 13. Because even after the ordaining from the womb, not everybody's going to believe what they were called for from the womb, man. Not everybody's going to believe that Christ chose them. Read it. Matthew 13:13. Read.
Matthew chapter 13, verse 13.
Go ahead.
Therefore speak I to them in parables.
Go ahead.
Because they see not.
Right, but how many people did he speak to in parables? Everybody. Even the apostles.
Yep.
But the ones that cared to understand what the parables were saying, they searched out. They gave their spirit a chance to be manifest with the spirit.
Okay.
They went and said, hey, Yahweh, Shai, what did that mean? What is that parable? Explain it to us. And even then, they didn't have to be broke down 50 million times to them for them to get it. They didn't have to be overly convinced what the parable meant. Well, I'm breaking down the parable. You ask me what it is, right? Like, you come to me for wisdom.
Right.
I give you the wisdom, and you're like, no. That's not what it is. Huh? But you decided.
I
You
thought
asked me
you
for the
didn't know.
parable. Right, I thought you didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, break down the parable for me, brother. Oh, yeah, what I was saying was, yeah, you know, if you do this and you do that, then this. No, that's not what happened.
But what about the Anunnakis?
You come with a whole other thought.
Right.
But that's how brothers and sisters do it. Like, they come for counsel. We break down what the Bible is saying for you to put in your life, and you deny it. Like, no, brother, you just don't understand me. I'm different.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing that's there's no temptation that's uncommon to man that's befallen man. No. I'm set apart. This is when you ordained for something else, to go through a trial that no man has ever went through. But you ask for the information.
God.
You ask for the counsel. And we get it. No. I don't want to follow that. Don't break that parable down for me, because now I got to actually live by that. Right?
Alright.
That's why he said it. Read it one more time.
Matthew chapter 13, verse 13.
Go ahead.
Therefore speak I to them in
Right.
parables, because they see not.
Right.
And hearing, they hear not.
Read on.
Neither do they understand.
That's fine. But if you don't see it, you don't hear, and you don't understand, just ask. All you got to do is ask. Right? All you got to do is say, you know what, I don't get it. And it'll be shown to you. But a lot of y'all is like, well, I don't see that, brother. And you automatically got the blinders up. I don't see that. That ain't what it is, but you don't know what it is. It's like, okay, what is it then? I don't know, but it ain't that. I love that. That's what kids do. Go to Luke 16:27. I'm having too much fun. I know. I have too much fun with these classes.
Luke chapter 16, verse 27. Then he said, I pray thee, therefore, Father, that thou wouldest send him to my father's house.
Right, so this is the story of Lazarus and the poor man. Though, Lazarus was the poor man.
Yeah.
Lazarus and the rich man, right? This was Lazarus and the rich man. And the rich man is like, listen, Abraham, can you send Lazarus over to give me some water on the tip of my tongue? And he's like, nope, can't do that. You in hell, he in heaven. You already got benefited in your life. You didn't do a damn thing for him in his poor life. You had dogs licking his sores, right? So you got benefits in your life, and he did it. So now he's blessed in this life.
Right.
And now you're tormented. So now he's like, well, I get it now. I should have been a better person in my life, because now I'm in hell, burning up. I get it now. I feel it, baby. It's hot.
It's real.
It's burning. I'm burning, B.
It's real.
You like Usher, let it burn. Because when that ass whooping comes, it's like, oh, I get it now. Let me go do what I gotta go do, right?
Oh, that's what they tried to keep me from.
Right. But it was too late for this man.
Mm-hmm.
It was too late. It was too late for him to go back and try to repent on some works. So now he's like, well, if it's too late for me, well, go ahead and send somebody to go warn my family. What do Yahweh Shai say? Go ahead.
Verse 28. For I have 5 brethren, that he may testify unto them.
Go ahead.
Lest they also come into the place of torment.
Read.
Abraham said unto him.
What did he say?
They have Moses and the prophets.
Yeah, listen. Most High speak once. Yea, twice. So they got Moses and the prophets, right? Go ahead, read on.
Let them hear them.
Yeah. Most High speak once, yea, twice. Go ahead.
And he said, Nay, Father Abraham, but if one went unto them from the dead.
Right? Because Negroes need a sign, right? You got to see a man rise from the dead, and it's like, oh my God, damn, the spirit is real. Oh my God, let me get right. Damn, I almost died in a car accident. Almost got my whole wig blown. The bullet whizzed by the tip of my ear. Right?
Oh yeah.
I got a flesh wound, but let me get right. Let me get right.
But it's always like, let me get right for the next 3 months, and then I gotta feel it again.
Yeah.
To get right again.
It's like that New Year's resolution.
Oh, come.
New year, new me. That's gonna be on everybody's Facebook. I'm going to the gym. I'm working out. Got my membership. 3 months later, you back to eating pizza on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the same thing. He's like, listen, send somebody from the dead, Yahweh. That's gonna convince them.
They gonna believe that.
Read.
Verse 30. And he said, Nay, Father Abraham, but if one went unto them from the dead, they will repent.
Right.
And he said unto him, if they hear not Moses and the prophets, neither will they be persuaded, though one rose from the dead.
You know why? What he was showing that if you didn't hear the foundation, if you didn't take that, the law, they didn't even hear Moses, man, with all the signs and wonders. They were like, they yawned at Red Sea. They did that in Egypt. Frogs. Bloody water. Pharaoh and his magicians. They one up you. Oh, manna from heaven. That's just quail. Right? That's just coriander seed. That's how we act. Like, manna from heaven. It rained and it just grew. Right? Oh, that's just quail. We just take things so light. We just blow it off with that Edomite voice. That's just him parting the Red Sea. That's nothing. Water from a rock. That always happens. Right? You said what?
Pshaw.
It's just water from a rock. I'm used to that. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. But we so high-minded and prideful. We're like, yeah, that's just water from a rock. Yeah, that's just manna. Oh, yeah, that's just the Most High doing his thing. Yeah, it's all good. I'll be okay. Go to John 12:39. Because at the end of the day, man, the manifestation is what? Is it not a sign? Are we not a sign? Are not brothers and sisters that are rooted in this word not a sign? That if you follow the right things will come to you? That's what I believe. I believe that every brother that learned the truth and stayed in it from the time they learned until the time they died was a sign that it's okay to follow the Most High. He'll be there for you. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob were signs. They were already signs. Moses was a sign. Paul was a sign that you can change. So how many more signs do we need? Lord, give me a sign, right? DMX asking for a sign. Like, nigga, you was on crack and didn't die. How many more signs you need? You've been locked up 300 times with 8 baby mamas and 30 kids, and you still ain't broke. How many more signs you need, bruh?
You got a movie coming out.
Man, this dude got like over 3. He said that he's owned over like 300-400 pairs of Timberlands in his life. That's like $200 a pop. Come on now. What more signs do you need?
Right.
You've been on crack since you was 16, and what is he now? 50?
Something like that.
You need more signs than that? But see, what type of mans need a sign? Read John 12:39.
John chapter 12, verse 39.
Go ahead.
Therefore they could not believe, because Isaiah said again,
Read.
He hath blinded their eyes.
He did what?
He hath blinded their eyes.
Go ahead.
And hardened their heart.
Yeah, man, that stubborn man ain't gonna see the signs. Read.
That they should not see with their eyes.
Yeah, you're not gonna see the signs in front of you. You're not gonna see the manifestation. That's why you don't want to follow it. Go ahead.
Nor understand with their heart.
You already automatically in like disgruntled mode. Like, yeah, I don't want to understand that. I don't even want to take the time to understand. So I don't study. I don't read. I don't look into things. So I'm not going to understand anyway. That's your like exit way out of things. I just don't want to understand that. I ain't gonna stay to understand. Go ahead.
Nor understand with their heart.
Right.
And be converted.
And be what?
And be converted.
Like Paul. Paul was converted. Guess what? So was Simon, Peter, Judas, right? The sons of Zebedee, all these 12 apostles. Elisha. He was converted from one life to the other.
Ooh.
But again, did it take some over-convincing? Did they have to be drugged? The scriptures say, look at your leaders and whose faith follow, right? That's what the Bible says, to follow the faith of the leadership. Did it say that we have to grab you by the hand and, grab you by the hair and pull you along our faith?
No.
It just said you're supposed to follow the faith.
Kinda.
Right? Did it say we have to grab you and do a tug of war, a battle of the minds? Well, this is a battle of the wills, brother. No. The scriptures say, receive every man, but not to doubtful disputations. That's why when y'all start arguing, we're like, Khan, shalom. Right?
Kinda.
Shalom. Because we ain't going to argue. It's not about us trying to drag you into something or overly convince or over expound or make you believe. That got to be in you. Now, if you don't believe, you need to check what's in you.
That's right.
Examine yourself whether you be in the faith. Know ye not your own selves? Right? Let every man be convinced in his own mind of the truth. Right? It's not my job to make a rib, a brother, a child. If you don't see what manner of man I am, or this brother, or Kazakia, Thawam, Zion, I'm naming the brothers that teach up here, Lakwarab, right?
God.
If you don't see the manner of men that we are, and I know a lot of y'all don't know us personally because y'all are online, but just look at day in, day out. 6 days a week, there's class. And that's just talking about the things y'all do see, like class. Y'all don't see the counseling after class, the counseling on class days, class mornings, during class, after class again, the phone calls, the text message, the email, the this, the that, y'all don't see all that, right? But the dedication to be available for brothers and sisters, like, we treat this like a job. Psych. We treat it like our lives.
It's our career.
We treat this like our lives because it is. We don't play with it. That's why we are here, because of the way we treat things. So that alone should show you, wait a minute, these brothers treat this like they're going to retire from this. Like there's some prize in it. Well, the only prize is the kingdom. Everything else is BS. Everything else on this earth is crap. The only prize is the kingdom, and guess what? I can't even fathom that. But I'm going to do all I can to make sure I get it.
That's right.
So if I got to be here every single day and answer the phone, whatever I got to do, I'm going to be made manifest to show y'all that it's okay. It's okay to give into the spirit and not have to be, things don't have to be excessive for you to believe.
Right.
Right? Go from there. Oh my God, read verse 40 one more time. Read verse 40. It doesn't matter who got it, just read.
He hath blinded their eyes
and
hardened their heart.
Go ahead.
That they should not see with their eyes, nor understand with their heart, and be converted.
Right.
And I should heal them.
And I should what?
And I should heal them.
Yeah, man. Again, why are a lot of brothers and sisters after 4 or 5 years still depressed? How can you be depressed in the truth and have anxiety in the truth? Well, you haven't been converted so that you could be healed. You don't believe. You haven't been persuaded in your own mind what the truth is. Deuteronomy 29 and 3. Deuteronomy 29 and verse 3.
Deuteronomy chapter 29 verse 3.
Read.
The great temptations which that eyes have seen.
Right.
The signs.
The what?
The signs.
The what?
The signs.
Read.
And those great miracles.
Yeah, you know how you see them from? I keep saying it. You keep seeing it from the brothers around you, the sisters around you that are dedicated.
Yeah.
You see the signs and the miracles, right? You walk into their homes and it's not a shack. Right? You're not walking to Skid Row in California. You got AC, right? You got a couch to lay on and sit on, TV to watch. We ain't living. Man, listen, Most High said He take pleasure in the prosperity of His saints, man.
Right.
But why? So that the other saints can see. Now I'm teaching prosperity doctrine. Read on. I'm not though.
Verse
Read
4.
on.
Verse 4.
Right?
Yet the Most High hath not given you an heart to perceive,
Go ahead.
and eyes to see,
Read.
and ears to hear,
Come on.
unto this day.
Read on.
And I have led you 40 years in the wilderness.
So He didn't have to give you no other signs but this. You walked 40 years in the wilderness, and what happened?
Your clothes are not waxing old
Come
upon
on.
you, and thy shoe is not waxing old upon thy foot.
You see that? He made sure you had this clothing at least. What else?
Ye have not eaten bread,
Right?
neither have ye drunk wine or strong drink,
Right?
that you might not know
That ye might know. Go ahead.
that you might know that I am Yahweh.
Yeah, you
Your
didn't eat
power.
nothing. You didn't eat no strong drink. So you weren't delusional or drunk.
Right. You weren't tripping.
But also you couldn't just walk to something and pick it off and do it yourself. You didn't eat bread, but what did you eat? Manna. You had to eat something that was sent from the Lord. There's your signs. So what else are you looking for? What else are you looking for? But what's the problem? You know why you look for more signs of why to believe? You know why you gotta look for, well, let me check that out, and let me test that some more, and let me test his knowledge, and let me ask the same question 2 nights, 4 nights, 7 nights in a row to make sure that these brothers is on point, yo.
Oh, three years in a row.
Oh, damn. You got people that do that. Let me ask the question to this priest, this brother to make sure that they all are on point. Let me test them. Let me test their knowledge. How the brother tell me that? I'm going to test the knowledge of the camps. Huh? You just learned what the Apocrypha is. How you going to test the knowledge of the camps? You just learned where Matthew is in the Bible.
Right.
But you going to test the knowledge of the camps? You going to go see what signs and wonders are going on over there? But what type of man needs that? Go to Matthew 16 and verse 4. Matthew 16 and verse 4. Now again, all you got to do is, do I need a sign? If you on your bed praying, singing DMX, Lord, give me a sign.
Right.
This is the type of man that you are.
Cool.
Read.
Matthew chapter 16, verse 4.
Read.
A wicked and adulterous generation.
Hey, what?
An adulterous generation.
What do they need?
Seeketh after a sign.
Lord, give me a sign. Let me know what's on your mind.
Dang.
Let me know to say it's the time. Well, what's on the Most High's mind is right here in the book. But see, a wicked and adulterous generation sitting up on his knees. Yahweh, send me a sign. Bro, how many baby mamas you need? How many baby daddies you need? How much more mental torment can you withstand?
How many more signs you want?
How many more signs do you need? Come on now. But see, a wicked and adulterous generation needs a sign. You know why? Because it's no longer about using faith. It's about, I need carnal things to propel me. I need carnal things to propel me. Go ahead, read on.
And there shall no sign be given unto it.
You know what? Ain't no sign coming. Deuteronomy 28 is coming.
Ooh.
Them curses.
Ooh.
Read on.
But the sign of the prophet Jonas, and he left them and departed.
2 Corinthians 4 verse 3. And this is the problem. The bottom line is this. The bottom line is this. Too many brothers and sisters love their darkness. Too many of us love the mire. We love to sit in that mud and complain. Misery love company. We like to wallow in our sorrow. I don't want to be converted and be healed. I don't want to change. I don't want to be great in my calling because I like the sympathy. Right?
Yeah.
Or I just like to be negative.
Yeah.
2 Corinthians 4 verse 3.
2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 3.
Uh-huh.
But if our gospel be hid,
Right?
it is hid to them that are lost.
It is what?
It is hid to them that are lost.
Yeah, listen, if this word is hid to you, it's because you're lost. But why? Read on.
In whom the God of this world
Yeah, because the God of this world, read,
hath blinded the minds of them.
Yeah, man. The God of this world blinded you. The God of this world is the one that's convinced you and got you converted.
Yep.
He's the one that's talking to you like, yeah, no,
Yeah.
Israelite, no, that's a cult. That's a cult, baby. Protect your mind, baby. Be careful, baby.
Be careful.
Be careful. Make sure you guard yourself. Make sure you check your T's and dot your I's.
Yep.
But how many T's do you gotta dot? You didn't dot your I's and cross your T's with the nigga that was peddling drugs.
Nope.
You were like, oh, drugs? Don't do that no more. And he did it 15 more times. You didn't cross your T's and dot your I's with the chick that was running behind your back.
John.
You didn't cross your T's and dot your I's when you was learning to be a Kermit. When you was learning Kermit. When you was being a Muslim, how many T's and I's did you cross? A nigga with a bean patty walked up like, Islam is black, and you were like, hooray! Right? And the next thing you know, you went from celebrating Christmas one day to Assalamu alaikum the next. Mm-hmm. Nobody convinced you to be wicked, man. You see how easy, like, we run to that riot so quickly? Nobody convinced you, like, when it was time to bust open presents on December 25th. Nobody had to overly convince you about that. You wasn't blinded by that. You were like, ooh, presents. Ooh, birthdays. Ooh, New Year's. Ooh, 4th of July. Ooh, Easter. Ooh, turkey. Right? When it came to these wicked-ass holidays, nobody had to convince you to smoke the blunt. You were just like, how do I roll it? How do I get to where you're at? See, when it's time to be wicked, it's like, how do I get to where you're at? Because you're high, and I want to be high just like you.
Right.
But when it's time to be righteous, they didn't ask you, like, how do I get to be a teacher and sit up here? What afflictions do I got to go through? What studying do I need to do? The hows be different in different situations. You'll ask how in one thing, but not how in the other.
Right. Ooh. How to get my jump shot on point?
Yeah, how do I get my jump shot right? How'd you roll that like that into a helicopter? How'd you get so high, Craig? Damn. How you find that weed man? How you crush them pills like that? How you snort that? How you fit that in that hole? Y'all asking all them hows.
Right.
But not like, oh, how do you link them precepts? How you study that long, brother? How'd you fight for so long in the truth? Damn.
How'd you stay consistent?
How did you stay, you're right, how did you stay consistent? How did you block out the distractions? Nobody's asking them hows.
Right.
But you asking, man, how do I roll that blunt tighter? Wait, are you supposed to lick it and then light it? Oh, that's how you did that. Oh. So wait, so I could put the weed in the pills and crush it all up and then, embalming fluid. That's how you did that. Oh, okay. Oh, so you used a bat and a bottle? Damn. Right? Like, double penetration? How'd you do that, bro? Right?
God, all the wickedness.
All that, bro. Because no one's asking how on the righteous side. Because why? Read it one more time.
In whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them.
The God of this world got you blinded. Read.
Of them which believe not.
No! Which what?
Them which believe not.
But you were supposed to be ordained from the womb.
Them which believe not.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Lest the light of the glorious gospel of Yahushua,
right,
who is the image of Yahweh,
read,
should shine unto them.
Come on.
For we preach not ourselves.
We do what?
We preach not ourselves.
It's not about us. Read.
But Yahushua, the
But
King.
how can we manifest Yahushua?
We preach not
ourselves. But listen, but think about it. How do we manifest Yahushua? How does Yahushua and his works manifest in this day and age?
By the word.
Right? You're right. But is it just the word?
It works.
But whose works?
Examples.
It's the example of the men. That's why the first scripture I went to. I'm going to read it. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. But we are made manifest unto the Most High, and I trust also are made manifest in your conscience. Your conscience was supposed to say, wow, let me get to work. Let me apply the word. Let me step into the light. Blinded by the light. You were supposed to be blinded by the light. You were supposed to step into the light.
That's right.
Boom. Out of the dark. Read on.
And be the light.
And then become the light. Read.
But Yahushua the King,
right,
and ourselves,
right,
your servants, for Yahushua's sake.
We were what for Yahushua's sake?
Servants.
How are we servants? Well, because we follow Yahushua for you to see. So you can say, wow, that's how you did that.
God.
Whoa, that's how you got. Oh, so discipline. Oh, dedication. Oh, care, love, consistency, diligence, faith, charity, peace, joy. Oh, that's how he didn't knock her damn head off when she talked back.
Right.
Because he got all them script. Oh, okay. That's how he didn't relapse on drugs when he couldn't pay his rent one day. Oh, he followed the wisdom and the counsel. Oh, see that? Okay.
It works.
But some brother like, yeah, I hear you, brother. I hear you. Read on.
For Yahweh,
right,
who commanded the light to shine out of darkness.
He did what?
Commanded the light to shine out of darkness.
Right.
Hath shined in our hearts.
Read.
To give the light of the knowledge of the glory of Yahweh in the face of Yahushua Mashiach.
But what's the problem? Go to John 3 and verse 19. This is the problem, though. The light was commanded.
God.
The light was ordained from the beginning. God. Just like you were ordained from the beginning. But just like how some brothers and sisters hate their calling, because that's what it boils down to. You hate that you were called. You hate what you were called for. You hate the new life. You hate the fact that you got to give up the blinding of the God of this world. You hate the fact that you got to step into that light. Read.
What was the verse?
St. John 3:19.
God. John chapter 3 verse 19. And this is the condemnation, that light is coming to the world.
Wait, this is the what?
The condemnation.
See, a lot of y'all feel condemned. Because you know what's in you. You know what you're supposed to do. You know what's in your conscience. And you know what you're not doing. So the condemnation is what? That the light is being shed on the world. The wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding. The fact that you were ordained from the belly, from the womb. But you're like, no, I don't want to do that. So now you're condemned in your spirit. Why? Read.
The light is coming to the world.
Right.
And men love darkness.
Men love what?
Men love darkness.
You love being blinded by the God of this world, man. You love to walk around not understanding. It's sad.
Yep.
Some people really like ignorance is bliss. It's better for me to be ignorant. It's better for me to not know. It's better for me to not understand. Because I don't want to have to live according to what I am called for. It says men love darkness. We love being blind, man. We love being guided by the filth in the world. We love seeing Lizzo or whoever the hell this chick is walking around in a damn thong. First of all, that old dinosaur. And not like the healthy dinosaur. She's like the one that eats all the big one. The Diplodocus? Yeah. Diplodocus? Whatever he is. She ain't no T-Rex.
Right.
I know that.
She's the mushy one.
Like, dude, really? We love darkness, man. Go ahead.
And men love darkness rather than the light.
Right.
Because their deeds were evil.
Because they're what?
Their deeds were evil.
Where is that in the script? Wait, I hope y'all ain't on the chat arguing. I hope y'all ain't on the chat arguing. I know I ain't paying attention to it. I hope y'all ain't on the chat arguing, man. Stop it. Y'all gotta pay attention to the class. It says what? Read it one more time. Men love the light, hate the light.
Men love darkness rather than light.
Go ahead.
Because their deeds were evil.
Yeah, because your deeds are evil. So you don't want to. Was Paul's deeds evil?
Con.
Hell yeah, they were evil. He was killing people. He was a murderer.
Oh yeah,
He said he was a murderer and he was a blasphemer.
You.
He had evil deeds. But guess what he did? Lord, is that thou? It is I whom thou persecutest. Damn. What you need me to do, Yahweh? Yahweh Shai, what you need me to do to change that? Right? He didn't condemn himself like, oh well, nigga, I'm just wicked and I'm a killer, B. And who is you to question me?
Right.
Who are you? Prove you Christ. I want to see the holes in your hands. Prove it. Prove it. Turn water into wine right now. Right?
Now.
Cast these demons out of this man, right? But man, listen, he said, what do you want me to do? I'm going to step into the light. The light was commanded. I'm going to step in. Boop, boop. Get me right. Go ahead.
Verse 20.
Read.
For everyone that doeth evil,
right,
hateth the light.
Everyone that what?
Everyone that doeth evil, hateth the light.
Go ahead.
Neither cometh to the light.
Because you hate your calling. You hate what you were called for. You hate what you got to do. You hate the method. You hate it all. That's why you tiptoe around the light. You tiptoe to the light. And then you back right out. That's why you question the light. Like, wait a minute. Is that a 40 watt or a 20 watt light?
Dang.
Hold up. Is that an LED or is that a power saving light?
Dang.
Like, nigga, what? What the hell? Like, are you an energy saving light? How much is this light going to cost? I can't run this light all day. Y'all just raise up my light bill. That's how brothers be like. Questioning the light. Bro, just step into the damn light. The light ain't going to burn you. It don't matter if it's an LED. Right? You know I got to go stupid with it because that's what brothers be. Like, wait a minute. The light? Nah, B. I can't. Where's my I don't got no sunscreen. The light? Wait. What kind of light bulbs y'all use up in here? Because it ain't green, I ain't in. Right? If it ain't power saving, I ain't in. Like, what the hell are you talking about? That's how some brothers and sisters sound like. What kind of light is it? Is it halogen? Right? Is it a halogen light bulb? Nah, this is Christ's light.
You know what? You made me think about the time brother came in here was like, depending on how you answer this question,
yeah, like,
you gonna stay here or not.
Like, what the hell are you talking about? Depending on how I answer this question, you ask. Depending on how well you listen should determine if you stay or not. Depending on if the spirit is working in you, you stay or not. Now, what kind of light is that?
Yeah.
So, you pull the string or you flip the switch? How does the light come on? You should be wondering, can I stand in the light long enough to be changed? Not what type of light is it? It's wisdom. It's knowledge. It's understanding. What a lot of us don't have. Men hate the light. Go ahead. Let me finish this up. This is the last scripture anyway. Go ahead.
Lest his deeds should be reproved.
Lest what?
Lest his deeds.
Lest his what?
Lest his deeds.
Because that's why you question the light.
Ooh.
Because you want to keep doing the evil ass deeds, man. You want to keep being slothful. You want to keep second questioning. You want to keep being faithless. You want to keep hating on brothers. You want to keep doing you. You don't want the things in you to be shown. Damn, they gonna see my tattoos. Oops, nope. Can't step into that light. Nope. Yeah, they gonna see I'm a whoremonger. Nope. Gotta go. They gonna see I was just here for some penis. Oh, got it. Nope. Dug it through corners. Sisters. Whoop, 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 right? Damn, they gonna see that. Oh. Your deeds are gonna be reproved. Read on.
But he that doeth truth.
But he that does what?
He that doeth truth.
And what's the truth? The truth is that I found you in the womb. That I ordained you in the womb to hear this word. The truth is that it wasn't yesterday when you got the flyer or 2 weeks or 6 months ago. It was in the womb, in your mother's bowels.
Dang.
In your daddy's testes.
Before you took your first breath.
Yeah, that's the truth. Him that doeth truth, go ahead.
Cometh to the light.
He does what?
He that doeth truth cometh to the light.
Yeah, man. A man that's about the truth, guess what's going to happen? His spirit is going to bear witness. It ain't going to be no back and forth. It ain't going to be no tug of war. like this is battle of the consciences, battle of the minds. Nobody walks into medical school like, let me check your credentials, doc.
Right.
You checking the doctor's credentials like, are you fit to teach this class?
Yeah.
Let me see your credentials. Let me see your doctorates. Nigga, he's the teacher.
Con.
How do you know
Wait,
this?
you ain't arguing with the teacher when you go to brain surgery.
Con.
Nobody's doing that. You don't walk into the police academy like, are y'all sure that's how y'all shoot that gun?
Yeah.
And the targets look a little off. That's not the right cop car to have. Like, nobody does that. But why does everybody do that with the Bible? You got niggas online arguing right now. Like, what the hell?
Con.
Instead of listening to class, you arguing with somebody else online. Throwing you off out the spirit. But it shows. It shows, man, what people come around for.
Con.
If you're here to listen, then listen. Don't argue with some bonehead online. We delete them, you know that. Come on, y'all gotta stay in the spirit, man. Read on.
That his deeds may be made manifest, that they are wrought in Yahweh.
That they are what?
They are wrought in
And
Yahweh.
that's what it's about.
Con.
That's what it's about. Any questions? Anything online except for what was going on? This person, what's happening?
They weren't arguing, they were just
Oh, okay.
they had Tourette's.
Right, I see that. You deleted like 1,000 messages from wow.
Yeah, he was
They were
like,
just like, nah, nah, like,
Right. Yeah, man. Come on.
nah, nah. Just like,
Where
yeah,
was
it
scripture
was
from?
the
Confounded.
that's
Wait a
insane.
minute. Where was that? What was scripture was that from? Yeah, y'all can't be arguing. You brothers that been watching us, don't argue with these people online. They're here to distract you.
Con.
They're here to pull you from your calling. Y'all supposed to be paying attention to what I'm saying and what scriptures we hitting. But see, this distraction comes on and does what? Stops you from hearing what you need to hear. That's why a lot of y'all battle and wrestle with your calling. You battle your calling. You like, man, I don't know. 1 minute you down, you want to die for Christ. You want to baptize your whole entire family. The next minute you're like, I don't know about this Christ thing.
Second question.
Because some nigga online is arguing with you and you feed into that. Don't do that. Just listen.
Con.
Anyway, any questions? All right, well, I enjoyed the class.
Con. Water.
We'll be back tomorrow, right? Virginia, another good one, because I got a good one for y'all. Right? Because I got a good one. So make sure y'all tune in. All right, we'll be back. The last scripture that we read was St. John 3 and verse 19 down to 21. All right, St. John 3:19. Very good chapter, that's St. John 3.
Con.
All right. Again, we'll be live in VA from 7 to 9. All right. So make sure y'all tune in. Make sure y'all, everybody on here, make sure y'all are subscribed to the VA channel also. We got to get those subscribers up so we can go live when it's time for street speaking. When it's time to post something live, we want to be able to do that from VA too. So make sure y'all, spread the word on that channel also. We got 12,000 subscribers on this channel. We can get some of those over to the VH class to get at least 1,000. All right, so make sure y'all share the word, share Kazakia's classes, Zion's classes, share those classes. People got questions, and we did a class on it. Shoot them the class. You can answer the question if you got it, but also shoot them a class. All right, gotta get this word out, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. With that, we gonna say shalom.
Shalom!
Shalom.
Jesus is real, but you devils taught lies on Christ. So many lies that when we come with the truth, people think that the lies is the truth and that the truth is the lie.
Who changed the truth for God into a lie? In English, Jesus Christ in Hebrew.